Hi, I want to give a quick miniaturized demo of how I'm using the Acme editor with to work on the HS Music Data project. In Acme, it's useful to keep stuff that I use on the regular on the right. So I've got a couple Scratch files. These are plain old text files that just contain things that I might want to use as actions or links or just reference information. I've got a super quick, conveniently contrived thing to work on here. But this stuff in progress section is real. I'm rebasing a lot of commits at once and reviewing them as I go in this Jeb rebase branch and just sort of writing down stuff I know I need to come back to. So right here, I'm just going to right click on this file, which pops it open down here, and drag it over to this side. And we're going to look at the, I'm not figuring out these track references right now. We'll figure out what's up with this art tag. So here's my album file. I've got a couple art tags that are commented out here that Jeb added. And a URL for the album. Which is actually a single. Let's check this out. Right click on this. And, well, here's the album. It's got a description here based on an original character by Maria Foss. I don't know how to pronounce her last name. Cool. This is an original character. We don't really have a way to categorize completely standalone original characters yet. So I'm just going to try something, and we will commit it and send it off and chatter about it after. But we're going to try something. Let's uncomment these. I think I'm going to do, this is going to be tag Astrid colon Maria Foss. Okay. I'm going to be adding this tag to a tags file. So let's get there. The tags are all in their own folder under the data folder. So I'm going to full select this and then right click that to get here. We're going to pop into art tags, and well, here's all our art tags. There's a lot going on here. Oops, del to get rid of that. Okay. Art tags. We already have a standalone characters file, which is nifty, and we're going to be using that. Right click on that. But we are also going to need to like place this tag somewhere. So standalone fan characters. Yeah, this is a tiny file right now. Let's go. Standalone for not hard picking standalone fan characters. How about let's put it at the bottom. Standalone characters by particular, I don't know, artists, people, creators, by particular people, whatever. Okay, let's do a, we can work out the wording after. We're gonna go into general groupings, I think, is the place. Pull this up. Alright, general groupings has a lot of stuff going on. It's kind of random stuff. It's actually a small file right now. We've got standalone fan characters. Okay, let's just add another grouping. Oops. Standalone characters by particular people. I'm gonna actually put this into my sort of snarf buffer. I think that works, but I honestly always use the gesture, so let's just do it that way. I am dragging over all of this. While my mouse button is held down, I press Option, which cuts it, and then Command, which pastes it. This is cutting and pasting it while also leaving it in your clipboard. Alright, groupings which group anything besides groupings. The Felt, the Midnight Crew, standalone fan characters. Looks like this is alphabetical. Going Felt, Midnight Crew, standalone, Tally Hall. These guys are standalone characters. Okay, that should be here. And we can just paste it. We're gonna do direct descendant tags, and then we'll do, actually, you know what? This is not a tag I want defined in this file. It's just gonna be a pain to edit over here. Let's put it down here, and a note that it's off in that file. I think I can actually right-click this here because it's in the same folder as data/art tags. Ah, no luck. If I do this, no luck. Oh well, I guess I don't know what I'm doing. Oh, it's because I've typed it wrong. It's fan characters. Let's try that again. Yeah, there we go. It brings us down here. Acme actually moves my cursor all the time, usually to useful places. I haven't had it move my mouse to an unhelpful place yet. Okay, we're gonna go and put our main character, our top level tag here. Can we, this is still in my buffer. Ah, I moved the whole thing down here. Well, that's what I was going for anyway, so. Okay. Standalone characters by particular people. The idea here is we're gonna have standalone characters by the particular artists. Who was that again? I'm clicking on this repeatedly to expand it so I can see what's going on here. Based on a character by Maria Foss. I think we have an artist entry for that. It's just Foss. Okay. Standalone characters by Foss. And we can do Astrid Foss here. Okay. Then we can make the, we'll do character lists. We'll do the same snarfing thing. Cut, paste. It's just copying. And we will do here character entries. And you know what? This is a file full of characters. Let's just get rid of lists and entries here. Okay. This will always be at the top. And then we can put standalone characters by Foss as its own list down here. As you can tell, I'm kind of more used to typing things out by hand anyway, so I don't cut and paste half as much as I could. And that's going to be, oops. Yeah, so a thing about Acme, it types where your mouse cursor is. So you can kind of see I've got a bunch of different text cursors, one here, one here. I don't know where the one in this window is. One here. They're everywhere. And which one's active is going to be just based on where I've placed my mouse. So positioning your pointer kind of matters. It's a little rough on my trackpad if I accidentally swipe somewhere else while I'm typing. I try not to do that. One moment. But anyhow, we add in our tag, and then we're going to actually really make the tag entry. Let's actually put this with parentheses in its name. I was debating, otherwise I might have gone tag Astrid and then just directory Astrid Foss. But it turns out I'd rather have the artist name right there. So we can go back and swap these out. There we go. All right. That should do it. I've made a handful of changes, and I do believe I can use put all to save them all at once. Yeah, see how we've got those indicators in the top left that were filled and aren't anymore. That should make HS Music do its thing. I don't have a view on HS Music visible here because HS Music's output is tolerable here, but I've just been switching to a terminal window where I keep it open all the time anyway. It might be closed right now. Oh, I heard the sound, so I guess it's not. Let's pop in there. Yeah. Have we got anything going on here? It all looks like normal output. No yellows, reds, error messages exploding. And we can check this out in our browser. Alright. Oh, that shows as an album and a track here, even though it's a single. Ah, well. HS Music takes a while to do its first load, but here we go. And it looks like it's probably about right. We've got our Astrid tag here. Check on that. Standalone characters by Foss. Standalone characters by particular people. General groupings. Not bad. Probably good to go. So let's do that and send it off. I'm going to close these files. Readouts anyway. These windows, they're called. We're good with this. Okay. So to actually go and commit this, I still really prefer working in a command line because I've always worked in a command line. So the way I do it is I'm going to pop open my data folder in a win window. Now, win here is a nifty command that just gives you a window, which is a command line. It's a normal command line. You can do whatever in here. But it doesn't, I haven't figured out a way to conveniently pop this open in a specific folder. So I made a way to do that. Maybe there's a similar way, but in Acme you can sort of just write scripts to do what you want them to do, and then you have those scripts. So I select data. This is a sort of weird input. I call it a 2-1, and Acme calls it a chord, or a 2-1 chord. But the idea is Acme is used with a 3 mouse button. If you don't know that, you should probably watch another video on Acme before this one. We're going to go and do that with my plain old Mac trackpad. I am holding Option, I click Win, I release Option, and then I release my mouse button, my press on the actual mouse. And there we go. That pops open my command line in my in my data folder that I had selected here. Okay. We're going to go and review the normal way. Get status. We've got quite a lot going on here. It looks like I probably haven't committed anything. I don't want to talk about this file. But let's just go and add the stuff that we really are good to send off right now. You can add tag P, cut paste this, and yeah, let's style it as a single, and we've added it as these art tags here. I'm only focusing on the art tag thing. Split that with S, then I'm not adding this, and I am adding this. And that's it. Whatever about this new line. Alright. We're going to need to add our art tags. Scrolling back up. I know I've only made these changes over here. Or do I? Well, let's find out. Git add tag P. Git add. Oh boy. You know, actually, hold on. Tag P. On second thought, I think I have made changes to this. click that, scroll back down. Oh boy. What have we got going on? Related tags, standalone characters by particular people. Oh boy. Well, let's try popping open an edit window and hope this works. And press E, and it gives me a manual hunk edit mode window. Okay. I don't want to add this right now. This troll Sona stuff. Let's get rid of that. But we do want to add everything down here, which is our section. Yeah, that's fine. All right, I'll put this, del to close this window, and we're good. I think. Hit status. Changes to be committed. Yeah, our text standalone characters. Okay, let's scroll back up. Like this. Okay. My cat's going ballistic again. Okay. Same for general groupings. Let's go do that. Drag it. Alt. Alright. Standalone fan characters by particular people and standalone fan characters. Looks like that's the only change here. Good to go. Quickly do a review. Yeah, that seems about right. Everything else would be unrelated changes while I was reviewing these commits. And go git commit. And we get our editor window popping open. How are we going to call this? Try out standalone characters by particular people tag. That's fine. Put del. And, well, we got to place the type of our passphrase. Hopefully this doesn't screen record or I'm going to have to edit out this chunk of the video. Great. But yeah, no. It's actually, I had one time where I wrote in my passphrase and the characters in my passphrase were visible for one frame. Kind of a pain, but apparently Acme is recognizing it properly, and I haven't had the issue more than once, so that's alright. Alright, looks good. We're gonna send this. And that's fine. I could just send a link to the commit in the Discord chat, send some screenshots, whatever, and ask about it there. But that would be all the next thing. Done with this, close it off, and we can do, I don't know, a different note here. Ask if it's any good. That's fine. Put and that's it, we're done. I only have like a short time to work on the wiki this morning, so that's probably it, and I'll chuck this away. So I usually use Acme in full screen. I just have it windowed right now because I was having trouble with the screen recorder. And as I said, win here is a custom script. I have this in my scripts folder here, which I load as part of my path. So, here we've got it. I've got a handful of things here, but the only one that matters right now is win. And this is not a very complicated script. We are cding to the specified folder and then popping open a win window running our shell command. Yeah, that's it. It's a one-liner, but it's a nicer one-liner than having it like this, which would work. Alright. I do believe it would work, I hope anyway. Do this, and drag over all this, and then release this, and I got a problem. That's just dandy. You know why? It's probably because it's running this as RC, which is the default shell over here, instead of SH. Ah well. So I write my script in a familiar language, and then it works with a single button click. Or does it? I've got a line break now. Well, I guess I have to trim that line break somehow. I'm going to be real. I don't really know how to do that. I'm not very good with shell scripting, so I have to learn that. And I don't think I'm going to. Am I? I guess we'll look this up. I don't know. This is passed as argument 1 for real. So let's do, I don't know. Okay, we're going to just do this with, I don't know, can I use sed for this? I'm not sure how sed works with multi-line input, but I'll just try it. I've got no M here, so is it going to replace just the line break at the end? I don't know. If it replaces the line break at all right now, I'm probably fine. And pass that argument back in, whatever. We'll put this and try it again. Double clicking at the end of the line here to select everything, and then we rerun win. 2-1. Oh, where are we now? That's a bad sign. Well, we've got a window here, so let's try out our command anyway. What's my phone going on about? All right. Woo! That's a bad sign. Am I doing something wrong? Oh, yes. Oops, put my mouse here. Okay. Hi there. Oof. What? It's operating on one line at a time. What's this about? Shoot. Yeah, see, I have no idea how to test this. Echo. Hello. Into a file. Yeah. Let's try piping that in. Okay. Let's open this up and just, ooh, that's not what I was going for. It's actually got that line break at the end. I hope this percent sign represents that there's actually a line break being output by a sed here. I wonder if I can do this. Word count character. Yeah, that's 6 characters. You can see me retyping out every command. I know that there are ways to avoid doing this in Acme and with ZSH independently, probably together too, but that's pretty much my take on that. I haven't learned it yet, so I'm making do without. Okay, that's 6 characters too. That's the H-E-L-L-O or H-A-L-L-O with a line break, so I don't even know. Is there a line break here? Ooh. Surely there is. Is Acme hiding it from me? I don't know. Did I get rid of it? Oh, I did. I got rid of it. I just undid there with a normal Command Z because Plan 9 port. The details don't matter. Acme can run Command Z. It's pretty much the only keyboard shortcut here. Don't worry. Okay. Yeah, we were detecting that new line. Okay. Can we get rid of it? No. Alright. I guess I've got to look into sed. I'm typing it into my scratch file. I'm going to just right-click this. And there we go. What's going on with sed? Oh, God. Interpret regular expressions as extended regular expressions rather than basic regular expressions. I don't know. Do we think that's going to do it? Sometimes that does it. See? Look at me having no idea what I'm doing. Yeah, no luck. Where is it? The reformat manual page fully describes both formats. Said addresses. An address is not required, but if specified, must have one of the following formats. A command line with no addresses selects every pattern space. What pattern space? Let's just real quick. That's the input commands. Said regular expressions. I don't know. Can I just search for pattern space? Select this, right click, right click, right click. The escape sequence /n matches a new line character embedded in the pattern space. You cannot, however, use a literal new line character in an address or in the substitute command. Ooh, I guess this isn't the command for us. That's a bad sign. Okay. Well, this is the part where I go, oh well. I'll just Google it. Bash, whatever. Trim new line from variable. Gee, I don't know. I want to remove the new line character from the variable so I can get this variable to the other. If you're using bash, you can use parameter expansion. That makes sense. Looks like parameter expansion probably works with a normal line break. Let's try it. Cat foob. Alright, it's stored in a variable. Alright. Can I get the contents of this file? Like this, maybe? I think this will just substitute it as one word. That doesn't sound good. Ooh, what's going on now? Hold on a sec. Yeah, that's because I'm storing it as foob in a printf. Let's try that again without the error. Yeah. Okay. Foo already doesn't contain its line break. Oh, great. Well, that'll work just fine. Echo hello. Oh, but now it's not in a oh, shoot. Now it's not a parameter. You know what? We're going to try this in production. Whew. All right. 1. And then we're going to trim off, I think this is the input, a line break. Now, here they put the line break in quotes. Do we have any comments on Z shell here? Nah. Sounds like you need TR here. Oh, that might be easier. That might be easier. Ooh. Now it is piped. And printf did kind of remove it already. Ooh. I don't know. Maybe we're just gonna do printf. And not worry too much about files with line breaks in them, since that was gonna be a trouble anyway. Actually, you know what? Nah. This really does just trim the last line off of the end, so I wanted to figure it out in Z shell. I don't know. This probably won't work. I have Z shell here because, of course, I was reading through plenty of this. Z shell expansion. I clicked the wrong one. Z shell expansion, parameter expansion. Double click, 2, 1. There we go. Parameter expansion. Yes, they're going to say you must use modifiers. Modifiers. In the section on history expansion. Is that here? Hopefully it's here. Yeah. Event designators, word designators, modifiers, where's substitute? Substitute R for L, as described below. The substitution is done only for the first string that matches L. For arrays and for filing generation, yada yada yada. See below for further notes on substitution. By default, left-hand side of substitutions, there's not a pattern. The character ampersand in the right-hand side just replaces the text from the left-hand side. The ampersand can be quoted with a backslash. A null L uses the previous string. You can omit the rightmost limiter if a new line immediately follows R. The rightmost question mark. Okay. No comments on escape characters here. Terrifying. But let's just try it. Oh, we're not using the substitute command. We're using %sign. What am I thinking about? I think, is that a modifier here? Maybe not. Hey, excuse me. Oop, there we go. Yes, it's here. Okay. If the pattern matches the end of the value of the name, then substitute the value of name with the matched portion deleted. Otherwise, just substitute the value of name. Matching. Great. Now, how am I matching this pattern with a line break? I don't know. We'll just try it. Put. Double click. Win. Operand expected. Error token is this. Is this not my operand? Okay. Let's just try that. This will definitely work. No. All right. Probably doing something much more painfully wrong. Oh, you know what? It's because I've got this colon here. Probably isn't helping. Let's try that. Let's just see what happens here. I don't know. Win. Well, we didn't get rid of the line break. Let's make sure that I can actually do that. Well, there's our line break. Do I know the syntax works in the first place? Not really. Let's just try the wrong answer. Just put the line break in there manually. Come on. No, it worked. But where am I now? It didn't work because it just put me into users nebula here, my home directory. Let's make sure that it's reading our variable correctly. Yeah, of course it is. We've been having errors like that all day. What were they doing here? A literal percent sign. Lord only knows. It looks like you can use a pattern that is a regular expression in here. Maybe? What have they got going on here? I want to try to remove all trailing new lines via this and this, but why both failed? Ooh, spooky. I don't know. I guess we're going to go with the simpler approach and hope this one works. Now, do I know how to pass that to CD? Yes, I do. Oops. Echo 1. Ah, yes. One thing I would love about Acme, which it doesn't do, is remember where my mouse was and restore it when I switch apps back to it. It doesn't, so yeah. That's one reason that using Acme in full screen is, unfortunately, just easier going. Okay. Trim it off. And we'll try that. Oh. Yeah, well, yeah, that would do it, wouldn't it? Okay. That's right, isn't it? So, we're CDing to a YAML file. It's not really going to cut it. Let's, yes, selecting this would work. We're going to do a base name thing. I want to make it so that if I provide a file name into Win, it still does something unique. Let's do, what's the idea? We can maybe just prototype this. We're gonna do if all right, let's trim off our let's trim this and have it available cleanly for working with as a variable. Okay. Can you hear my cat going ballistic? She's angry. Wants more breakfast. A fourth breakfast, actually. If path equals base name path, or is it dir name? Dir name path, then we're fine. Just go there. Again, I don't think it needs to be in quotes in Z Shell, but I haven't really figured that out yet. Else, I don't know, we're going to cat path and get the first, I don't know, 6 lines or so, whatever. And then CD to we're going to CD to dir name path. And we'll try it out. Ooh. Yeah, that would do it. I admit I have a hard time telling apart the tags. These are called tags. the blue line here. And I have a hard time picking out which one's right for my actual window, even though it doesn't have the deep black bold underline. It just doesn't come naturally yet. All right, try it once more. This isn't looking good, is it? CD, data, album, blue room. No such file. Line 9, CD, data, album. No such file or directory. Win line 9. Well. No, I don't know how to get there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. CD data album, no such file or directory. That's unfortunate. That seems like it should be fine. So are we running from the wrong directory? It should be running from here. I think. Let's try the base case here. Actually, and then I don't know if dir name is going to be trimming off that slash at the end. Ooh, this is spooky. Unfortunately, being completely realistic here, this is pretty much what my usage of trying to get Acme to work better for me is like. It involves a lot of learning what the shell, how to get the shell to do things. And I love it, but I'm pretty much a noob. So I've got a lot of learning to go, and this is what it looks like. I'm going to cut it off here because, like I was saying, I do actually only have so much time, and I'm unfortunately not getting much of anywhere with this just yet. I pretty much have to walk away from Acme like this. I'd say basically all the time, because I've used it for 3 or 4 days, and although I've been in the command line for quite long, I have not been I've been scripting, but I haven't learned scripting very much. So I've got a long ways to go, and I figure that this will mostly get smoother as I go. And that is something I tell myself so I don't freak out every time I'm done with Acme. But for the basics that I've already got working, which sure took their own headaches, you can see that it's been pretty smooth to just do some quick editing and send it off as a commit. So, that's the pitch here. Otherwise, it's just scripting, and I'll learn some scripting. Thanks.